Welcome to Knife Chats. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, share it with friends, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Thank you.
Okay, before I get to what's in the box, I just wanted to mention that I bought this knife at the same time I was buying these, the Autism Awareness Tinker and Classic SD. So I bought this from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, but I just wanted to plug the Autism Awareness knives again real quick at the beginning of this. These are by Victorinox. They're Swiss Army knives, the Tinker and a Classic SD. It's a special factory offering through Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And as you can tell, Autism Awareness, 25% of the proceeds of the sales of these knives is going towards a program that is benefiting people who suffer from autism. So that's a pretty cool thing, and I just thought I'd plug it again. I don't know if I mentioned that the last time I was talking about them. Yeah, it is a Tinker and a Classic SD, $25 for this. I think around $18 or $19 for the Classic SD. Well worth it when you consider that part of the proceeds, 25% of the proceeds, is going to fight autism. So pretty good cause, and also a really excellent knife. So if you're into Victorinox, if you're into Tinkers or Classic SDs, consider picking these up through Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Now let's move on to the knife in the box. What's in the box? Well, as you can probably tell from what's in front, I've got here a Winchester or barn door hinge toothpick that was made by Queen for Winchester, and up here a Rough Rider large toothpick in saw cut bone, which was made by Rough Rider. And so you can pretty much guess that this is probably another large toothpick. Let's break her open. First of all, I really like this box. You see Winchester on the front here, collector's edition pocket knives. And on the back side, we see here Winchester is a registered trademark of Olin Corporation and is used with permission. Produced under license by Bluegrass Cutlery Incorporated. Knife licensee 20 East 7th Street, Manchester, Ohio. But the knife itself is actually made in China. You see here the number on it is the WN19102C. And let's crack open the box. You'll notice that this front cover artwork is repeated on the lid of the box also. And we got the knife in here. I have taken it out before. Can't remember if it was wrapped in plastic or paper. In any case, it is just one fantastic knife. Let's move the box back a bit. And it is a big knife. The reason I brought the Rough Rider out is so you could see just how much bigger this is. This is a 5-inch Rough Rider, and then you have the 5-inch Winchester. Here's another 5-inch Winchester. This one made by Queen, but you notice it is shorter. That's because this one comes in at, you can see right there, it comes in right at 5 3/8 of an inch. So it is 3/8 of an inch longer than your standard 5-inch toothpick, which makes a big difference with the blade and everything. And this blade is just really rocking. We'll look at that in a second, but first let's look at that nice Winchester shield there, the Cartridge Shield, and look at the texturing on that bone. This is bone, and I think they call it a gun stock bone because of the checkering on there, checkered like the grips on a gun stock, you know, on a Winchester rifle. And you got that one portion here that is smooth that just looks fantastic. It is repeated on the back side. It looks really great. Now, I guess you could complain about the pins, because these two pins, while they are rounded, they are a little bit raised. They're a little proud. The pin on the smooth portion here is not. It is flush. It is completely flush. The transition from bolster into bone is also really quite great. It's very smooth. You notice you've got two double wide rings up on top and a small pinch at the top of the bolster. On the back, you've got a larger space between the ring. You have a ring here, and then a pinch at the very tip of it. Really nice little powder horn going on there. And the back spring is flush, completely flush with the liners, the bone, and the bolsters. All nice and flush, regardless of which way you're rubbing it. If you do see, there is, looks like it might be a little bit of a gap right there in the bone. I'm not sure if I can get it to focus or not. I might be too close. But there is right there a very small gap. I'll take a photo of it and make an inset picture of it. Beyond that, it looks really good, and the coloration in the bone is just fantastic. I really like it. You can probably already tell that the blade on there has a distinctly different profile than what you have on a Rough Rider. It is closer to what you see on the Queen, but not quite the same as the Queen. And as you can also probably tell, there is a wonderful swedge going on there. You do kind of need to get some kind of grip on that the Match Striker nail pull, because there isn't a lot of bone to grab onto, but the pull is not that strong. And you see Winchester trademark there, wonderful saber grind going, and look at that beautiful swedge on that toothpick clip. That clip is just fantastic, and it just really goes in there well. And it does have just a slight upturn at the very end of that clip, or at least it feels that way when you're running your finger along it. And the point is very pointy. Not too pointy, but pointy enough. Now, there was a sticker here that said China. The knife is definitely made in China. The only other stamping you have there is right there, WN19102C. And then on the other side, you just have it saying Winchester. Nowhere does it say USA on there. And the only sticker, like I said, was where it said China. So, and the sticker is easy to remove. So you have to be very wary of that in the future, because people may be taking that sticker off and claiming the knife is made in the USA. It is not made in the USA. I believe the blade steel was listed as 440A. And it's not a bad blade. You notice the half stop. Really good action. Really good movement. Not hard at all to move. It's definitely not loose. You know, you do have a little push on there if you want to push down on it. But I think the blade is in there pretty snug. And seriously, why are you going to be doing this with your knife? You're supposed to be cutting down and such. Blade length, if you notice there, 4 1/4 inches for blade length. Cutting edge on that blade is just shy of 4 inches. I mean, like, very much just shy, like 3 15/16 of an inch, something like that. Just go ahead and call it 100 millimeters. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Overall length of the knife, when you've got the blade out, if you can see there, 9 3/4 of an inch. So this is not going to be something you can legally carry everywhere, but some places you'll be able to legally carry it. But still, it's not that heavy of a knife because it is one layer, and build quality is fantastic. I just love that blade. That blade is fantastic with that swedge going on, the nice grind. It is a hollow grind down here, so a really nice little saber grind going on all through it. Just really cool. And it's just a fantastic looking knife. I mean, and for 25 bucks, I wasn't going to buy it because it was Winchester. And it's like, you know, don't buy knives named after rifle companies. But I tell you what, this is one of the best toothpicks I have seen. And this is definitely one of the best toothpicks I have ever seen coming out of China. It definitely rivals American-made toothpicks that I have in my collection. Definitely, it puts my Baron Son toothpicks to shame, considering just the build quality, that half stop, the strength of the blade, and just the overall just looks of it. This thing just looks fantastic, and that bone with the checkering and everything is just totally cool. Totally cool. I'm really hoping that Winchester puts out a couple more toothpicks. I know for a fact I'm going to have to buy a second one of these, because this is one of those knives that I want in the collection as well as in the pocket, and I am definitely going to have to pick up one of these just to throw in the pocket and carry it, because it is just that good of a knife. Let's do a real quick cut test with the blade. Okay, I'm sure you all know I really suck at cutting paper on camera, but so any fault is probably mine, but yeah, this thing is smooth. It is smooth. It just grabs into that paper and it cuts. I really dig this. Yeah, I like this one. And that was sharp right out of the box. So Winchester did a really great job with this, or Bluegrass Cutlery did a really good job of this for Winchester. I know it's made in China, so some people are not going to like that fact of it, but I can't argue. This is just a fantastic toothpick. And if you like large toothpicks, you need to have one of these in your collection. And so I need to have at least two in my collection, because I love large toothpicks and I love carrying them. So one of these is for the collection, and one of these is going to be in the pocket. And this box, this is a really well-made box. It's a wood box with the paper covering. I'm going to see about, when I get the other one in, taking the insides out of this thing and using it for a display box for other knives too, because you could easily fit 3 or 4 knives in there, or if you are laying them this way, small knives would work pretty well too. Let's see, the box is, the inside of the box is about 3.5 inches by 6 or so inches, 6.5 inches. So if you're looking for a box with an inside diameter of 3.5 by 6.5 that has a knife theme to it, this Winchester box looks pretty cool. Yeah, I like the box and I love the knife. So great collection, or a great combination for me, this knife and this large toothpick. Definitely getting another one.
Okay, this is just a very quick look at the size comparison between the Rough Rider and the Winchester large toothpicks. And this is the difference between 5 inches and 5 3/8 or 5.5 inches. And as you can tell, that 3/8 of an inch or half inch does make a noticeable difference in the two knives, especially when it is wide open. That knife is much more impressive. That large Winchester toothpick definitely dwarfs the Rough Rider large toothpick. Thank you for visiting Knife Chats. I hope you enjoyed your time here. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell so that you will be notified when the next episode of Knife Chats is up online. Thanks again. See you soon.